welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a review on the Urban Decay Wild Greens eyeshadow palette. If you do want to see a review and a demo, then please keep watching. As a huge favor, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment anything down below. I greatly appreciate it. I read all the comments and I'll do my best to reply back. This palette retails for $44 at Ulta Beauty and Urban Decay online. It will be available at Sephora on February 27th. I'll leave all the details down below in the description box. Urban Decay also released a mascara with this eyeshadow palette. It retails for $26. I didn't purchase it because I have plenty of mascaras in my collection. I do want to read a little bit about this palette on Ulta's website. That's where I purchased mine. Let your creativity run wild with the Urban Decay Wild Greens eyeshadow palette, featuring 12 widely pigment greens and earthy neutrals made with a blendable vegan makeup formula. Here's a closer look at what the packaging looks like. It says Urban Decay Wild Greens. I don't like the packaging. This eye is really bothersome to me. It just doesn't look really pretty. I definitely prefer the Urban Decay Naked Wild West packaging. I feel like this packaging looks really cool versus this. On the top of the palette it says Urban Decay Wild Greens, and then on the back of the palette you have a picture of the shade names. You have the list of ingredients down here. Then you also have a little description and the barcode. This palette has a 24-month shelf life. On the side of the packaging it states that the palette was made in South Korea, and there's another little list of ingredients here, and then on the bottom there's another list of ingredients. Here's what the actual eyeshadow palette looks like. It's similar to the cardboard packaging. Here's what the back looks like. Again, I don't like this packaging because you have to open it up like this. I feel like the packaging itself takes up a lot of space because you gotta flip it out. Versus the Urban Decay Naked palette, it just opens up like this, so it doesn't take up a lot of room. You can flip it back. I just don't like how it looks. That's me being nitpicky with the palette. Let's go ahead and start swatching. We're gonna start off with the first shade in Chill. Wow, this is super soft in the pan. Here's what Chill looks like. Chill is described as a frosted nude with microfine pearls. Let's blend this out. Here's what that looks like. The next shade is called Lo-Fi. Lo-Fi is described as a soft mauve pink matte. The next shade is called Kickback. Kickback is described as a cool espresso brown matte. The next shade is called Fuzz. Fuzz is described as a shifty metallic orange with orange, gold, and green pearls. That shade is really beautiful. The next shade is called Turmeric. Turmeric is described as a rich orange red matte. The last shade in the top row is called High Vibe. High Vibe is described as a blood orange base with gold and orange pearls. The first shade in the bottom row is called Earthside. Earthside is described as a cool light brown matte. Next up we have Super Greens. Super Greens is described as a soft mint green matte. This shade I was super excited for. The next shade is called Prickly. Prickly is described as a minty green blue metallic base with light blue pearls. Next up we have Twist. Twist is described as a golden green shifty metallic with golden pearls. I'm gonna see if I can build that up. You can barely see it. There we go. I think that's much better. The second to last shade is Kale. Kale is described as an olive green matte. The last shade in the palette is called Stash. Stash is described as a moss green base with gold micro pearls. Here's what all 12 shades look like swatched on the back of my hand. Now we're going to create a look using this palette. Taking a clean fluffy brush, I'm going to dip into the shadow in Kale, going back and forth in the crease. Kale blended out so easily. I did notice that that shade does have a bit of shimmer. It is subtle on the eye, but I can see it up close. I'm gonna be doing the same thing for the other eye. I love Urban Decay's formula, blend out so easily. Swapping my brush for a clean flat brush, I'm going to dip into the shadow in Super Greens. Looks like there's a little bit of fallout. There is a bit of fallout, so definitely be aware of that. I'm going to pack this shadow all over the lid. Wow, that's super pigmented. Taking a clean brush, I'm going to dust away the fallout. Taking the first blending brush and blending out the edges. I'm going to take a little bit of that green shadow in Kale, blend this on the outer edges. Don't want to lose that shadow. Taking my finger, I'm going to dip into the shadow in Prickly. Apply this in the center of my lid. That is beautiful. Doing the same thing for this side. Taking that same fluffy brush, just cleaning up a little bit of the fallout. Using that same flat brush, I'm going to dip into the shadow in Fuzz. Apply this in my inner corner. Bringing it up just a little bit. You can barely see that shade in Fuzz. Taking a clean flat brush, let's dip into the shadow in Turmeric. Apply this in the inner center of the lid, not covering up the inner corner, what we just did. There we go, adding a little bit more pigmentation. Going back in with the shade in Fuzz, applying that on top of the shadow in Turmeric. Don't really like how that looks. I'm gonna take a little bit of the shade in Twist. Let's apply this to my inner corner, taking it up a little bit. I feel like that shade didn't do much. It looks the exact same as on this side where we didn't do anything. I'm gonna leave the eyeshadow look as is. For mascara, I'm gonna apply the Rare Beauty Volumizing Mascara. For lips, I'm going to apply the Wet n Wild Mega Slick Lip Gloss in the shade Call Me Boss. If you have not seen my review on these lip glosses, I'll leave it right over here in the cards if you're interested. Here's what everything looks like. I don't like the packaging. I don't like how it opens. Granted, you can flip these two pieces backwards. It'll be like this, but I just don't like how this is gonna lay on my desk. The color story, I'm not a huge fan of either. I wish it had more greens, more matte brown shadows. It's just a no for me. For $44, there was a ton of kick up. There's some fallout on my face. I tried to remove it, still stuck on my face. And then on the back of my hand, I didn't like how it swatched either when I blended out using my finger. I wanted to use this shadow and kickback on my eyes. I just didn't like how patchy it looked on the back of my hand. I did not like how the shadows swatched on the back of my hand. They were very soft. I wanted the eyeshadows to be a bit more pigmented, but they weren't. I like where Urban Decay is going with their eco-friendly packaging. I wish Urban Decay would have included an eyeshadow brush with this palette. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video.